Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Raylene Marks, bringing you the top stories from Israel and the Middle East every Monday to Thursday on this platform, but also on our YouTube channel, which is at the Israel Brief. So if you click on the big red subscribe button while you are there, not only will you get your daily news update, but you help bring Israel's side of the story to as many people as follows. But let's take a look at those top stories making headlines. For the 12th night in a row, the Israeli Defense Forces have attacked Hamas military targets within the Gaza Strip. This is in response to the arson balloon terror attacks that have seen at least thousands of dunams of valuable land set on fire, and several barrages of rocket attacks that have sent hundreds of thousands of southern civilians into their bomb shelters. Yesterday, the head of Israel's Southern Command was in Qatar to broker some kind of ceasefire, and today envoys from Qatar arrived in the Gaza Strip. Israel has made it very, very clear to Hamas that we will not tolerate these kind of arson terror balloon attacks, and they need to be stopped as soon as possible, or Israel will widen its attack on Hamas targets. And just last week, the Prime Minister said that Israel has not ruled out targeted assassinations. In other news, yesterday, the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo arrived in Israel to continue regional normalization talks. And as we speak, he is winging his way to Khartoum in the Sudan to continue these talks. It is hoped that Sudan could be the next country to normalize ties with the Jewish state. Yesterday, we heard that Israel's Health Minister Yuli Edelstein had spoken to his counterpart from the United Arab Emirates, and the two had agreed to start cooperation with immediate effect. But there's one area of slight controversy, and that is the proposal of the Americans to sell F-35s to the Emiratis. Now, the Israeli military establishment and the government are not happy about this, saying it could harm our military prowess in the region. However, we have had it on good authority from the Secretary of State that this will in no way impact on Israel's military prowess. That will be protected, but they do have to consider this kind of a deal. And all the controversy around this has resulted in envoys from the three countries calling off a meeting. But we really, really hope that this is ironed out soon. And our last story of the day brings us back to the COVID-19 global pandemic, which has spread its way across the world. And Israel has experienced its second wave of the virus in the last couple of weeks. And in the last 24 hours, we have seen an increase in the amount of infections, which has led the COVID-19 committee within the Knesset to say that we will continue with restrictions until the start of the school year. Schools are expected to open at least for grades 1 to 4 on the 1st of September. And we also had reports in from the Gaza Strip that today we have the highest rate of infections of COVID-19 patients outside of the quarantine areas within the Strip. And we really hope that our rate of infections will start to go down again. And Israel is fast approaching the high holy days, the Jewish New Year of Rosh Hashanah and the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, and discussions are underway whether or not there needs to be lockdown and what will be the situation with synagogues, how many people will be allowed to enter synagogues to pray. So those are the top stories making headlines. Don't forget, you can check out our content on our website. It's all original at www.layoftheland.online. We know that many small businesses around the world have faced dire effects as a result of COVID-19, but some fabulous ladies in the 90210, that's in Beverly Hills, have come up with a solution to try and boost business while being altruistic, and you can read that article by Gina Raphael. It will also be up on our Facebook page, and our community there is growing. We are well over 1,000 people. Help us get to 2,000 people, everybody. So if you could give us a like or a follow, that would be great. Don't forget our YouTube channel at the Israel Brief. We're also on Twitter. Give us a follow. We're at Lay of the Land 5, at Lay of the Land with the digit 5. And with all that, I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, coming to you from a very humid Israel, and we'll chat again tomorrow.